Warning: some content and language in this podcast may not be suitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Thank you for tuning in to the Weekly Double Down, a daily Double Down Network podcast. I am your host this week, Cody, and joining me for this week's double feature is my great friend Arden. Join us as we discuss a pair of films that became the basis of our friendship and that made me love Tarantino forever. But first, let's head over to the Hotspot segment for some weekly news. Welcome to the Hotspot, the weekly segment that brings you the latest updates in the world of legends. This week we will be discussing some important updates from the DCU and James Gunn himself. Alright, so just yesterday, James Gunn came out and released a video explaining on what exactly is going on over there at the DCU. And he confirmed several things. He's confirmed that the Flash will reset the DCU and it will be the DCU. We know this. He confirmed that characters will be going from games to animation to TV to films, so it'll all be interconnected. And with that, he also went on to explain that the Batman is going to be part of the Elseworlds. It's going to be its own separate entity and will not be connected to the main storyline. It will release on October 3rd of 2025, so that's great news for us. But the Joker and Teen Titans Go will all be in the Elseworld properties, along with other properties that may not fit in with the main DCU storyline. With all of that out of the way, some of the bigger projects that they that he announced is he himself is going to be writing and directing a Superman film titled Superman Legacy, which will be in theaters July 11th of 2025. That's super, super exciting. I can't wait to see what he has exactly in mind for this universe, if he's going to keep Ezra Miller or what and what not. He also announced a Lantern HBO Max show. He said it's going to be kind of like a True Detective Space Cop show, so I'm really excited to see that. And it's not only going to focus on one Green Lantern, it's going to focus on two Green Lanterns. It's going to focus on both Hal Jordan and John Stewart, which are my two favorite Green Lanterns. Super stoked for this show. And he did say that it's going to tie into the overarching story of the first chapter, which he titled Gods and Monsters. So, like, the MCU has phases and sagas, the DCU has chapters, and this first chapter that we're in is titled Gods and Monsters. Which brings me to my next film, The Brave and the Bold. Yes, this is a Batman film, and he wasn't too specific on it, but what I was able to gather from it, he did confirm that it is going to be about the Damian Wayne storyline. So we'll be able to see an older Batman who's been through a lot of villains, and he's been Batman for like 10 to 15, maybe even upwards of 20 years. He has a 10-year-old son, and he has to tame him and turn him into Robin. And we're thinking that it's going to be the Bat family will already be set up and presented as and established, I should say, but in this film. Now that kind of brings me to the last major point, and it's super short, but he did say something about a Swamp Thing horror film, and he did confirm it, so we know it's a thing, but he didn't give us too much details on it, so we know it's coming. And with some of the other projects that he announced, I kind of expect it to be much darker. But that's all we have for today. If you want to get more details, visit our blog. You guys will find our full analysis on the entire slate. Oh, my bad, I can't do words. But right for now, enjoy the main show. All right, guys, welcome to the podcast. We're ready to get into our main segment. Goodness, I can't with words today, y'all. We are going to be talking about our first movie, Pulp Fiction. But first, I'd like to introduce my best friend, Arden. How you doing, Arden?
Hey, how's it going, Cody? I don't know what to say. I've never
Well,
done
I kind of think the world's about to come to an end, so we won't talk about it anymore. But it's all right. Oh. Obviously, we're going to be talking about one of our favorite movies, and I love Tarantino, but I really wish Arden never showed me this movie.
You're welcome. May your dreams come true.
So she's the one who started me down this really awful path of actually liking films. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So I don't really think we can really plot recap Pulp Fiction without spoiling it.
It's too many combined. Yeah.
I'm just going to let the listeners know, if you haven't seen a movie from 1994 and you want to, just skip to the second half of the podcast. But if you really haven't seen it, shame on you for listening to this podcast.
So aggressive, yeah.
All right, so Arden, give me your initial thoughts on Pulp Fiction.
It's like a roller coaster of insanity that I never knew I needed in my life, and that I'm like, I don't know how to properly appreciate the movie, there's too many good qualities to it, but there's also so many things that I never want to see again,
Have you rewatched the movie is my question to you then. Have you ever watched it a second time?
I think I've watched it 3 or 4 times in my entire life.
I think
the last time I watched it may have been the time that I showed you, and you were freaking out the whole time, Arden, what is this thing that you're showing me?
Okay, well, first of all, I did not expect to see what's his face, big black dude. I can't remember his name. For the life of goodness.
I think he was Marcel.
Anyways, yeah, Marcellus Wallace. I did not want to see him being raped. There's no better way to put it.
That's the part that I never want to see again. But the rest of the movie's fine. It's totally cool. I don't like the French girl's haircut. It really bothers me.
I don't like the scene where the French girl's like, I wish I had a pot belly. And I'm just like, this is so stupid.
That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry.
But it gave you a really good look into Bruce Willis's character, because he's really just putting up with the bullshit to get laid.
Aren't we all? I'm kidding.
I mean, what else? He's laying there and he's like, you don't need a pot belly. You don't need a pot belly. And she's like, I wish I had a pot belly. And then he's like, let's fuck.
But then she's going to be like, but would you still love me with a pot belly? And he's going to have to be like, yeah, I would. If you were a worm, yeah, I'd still love you. It's fine.
No offense, but stupid questions girls ask guys to trap them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I try not to do that.
What?
I'll be like, if I were a tank, if I were a CD player, would you still want to poke me?
I'm done. This podcast is over.
The look of disappointment on your face is all I needed in my life.
Yeah, but if I was a tank, would you still poke? That's literally a question my cousin has been asked by her boyfriend. And she was asked that by him.
Ooh, not a good look.
Yeah. Not a good look. But I gotta ask you, what did you think about the opening scene and how it ties into the last scene of the movie?
It's definitely unconventional, and I really liked it for that reason. I don't remember much about why they were robbing the diner in the first place. I just know that they were having a conversation, and then all of a sudden they got up and they're like, "Give us your fucking money!" And they start screaming. Um, I don't think we see Samuel L. Jackson and is it John Travolta? Is that who it is in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
we see them in the first scene, do we? Or at least we don't know that
No,
we do.
you might catch like a glimpse of them in like a background, but there's never ever a shot of you seeing them because it's mostly focused on that conversation where they're like, why would we rob like a liquor store or a bank? They have guns right there. Why don't we rob this place? And I thought that was interesting, but at the same time I was like, those got to be some meth heads.
Oh, heck yeah. Did you see her hair?
Oh my god. Did you see what if any one of you pricks move, everyone, that's one of you is gonna die. Like, come on, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I also love how John Travolta's character is always taking a shit when the action is happening. I'm like, I get that that's thrilling enough, you and your bathroom experience, but you're missing the real action in life.
Okay, I will say, I personally think the best monologue in film ever was in that movie when Samuel L. Jackson quotes Ezekiel.
Agreed.
Moi, moi.
Absolutely agreed.
I could. I want to see that every time. Okay, look, I want to go to bed listening to that every night.
Mhm. It's a great one. Also the English motherfucker, do you speak it?
Yes, I mean, there's so many lines that are so quotable from that movie. You know, it's
One
just
where he's just like eating the guy's burger and he's just like, this is a tasty
now
burger.
that's a
Like I don't know
tasty
why
burger.
that's so good, but I think it's just that it's Samuel L. Jackson trying so hard to be a gangster, and it just makes me laugh.
Well, it's really cool because like the film that Tarantino did before or after it, have you seen Jackie Brown?
Sounds really familiar. I think I started it
So
once and then I don't remember finishing it.
it's a very slow burn, but it's got like Robert De Niro, Samuel L. Jackson, it's got Chris Rock. I love that shit. It's awesome.
Chris Rock in a Tarantino movie? Sign me up.
Yeah, it's
Sign me up.
great. It's really good. I mean, it's a slow burn. It takes its time, but it's really really good. And he plays a very similar character, but I find it very interesting that you can have this uptight, suited up gangster that's very mafia official like, and then you can go and he plays this completely different type of gangster who's just trying to sling drugs as much as he can, you know?
Yeah. He's an amazing actor, honestly. That's someone I would sit down and have lunch with for sure.
He'd just look at you and be like, "Who's this white motherfucking bitch?"
Literally. And I would love every second of it. If I'm gonna get like humiliated by anybody, it better be Samuel L. Jackson.
So, have you seen the new show Wednesday?
I have. I watched it very recently.
So, you know the dance that she does at the like school dance or whatever?
Yeah.
That is actually directly copied from Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction.
No
Yeah,
way.
the
In the weird milkshake scene with the oh my god. I didn't even
when they're both
notice.
high as a kite. Yeah,
Yep. That
but
scene
I
was
wanted to.
honestly so unnecessary.
Yes, but it was like I loved it. I loved it because once you get into the restaurant, the camera does not cut until they sit down. So like you get to go through and see this really nice like 60s themed restaurant that really isn't around anymore today. And they did it in a beautiful way that is more modern than any other filmmaking. Like this is literally like the cusp of modernization of the film industry. And I think Tarantino revolutionized it. So
Absolutely. I could agree with that.
also Uma Thurman's a dumb bitch in this movie.
What?
She gets into like Travolta's heroin and just starts like ripping lines of heroin. thinking it's cocaine. What?
I mean, I don't know much about drugs. I would probably make the same mistake, but I wouldn't snort it straight up. I'd just be
I
like,
mean,
ooh, it's cocaine. I'm gonna not touch this. But
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just.
I
I
don't
was
think your
watching
first
it.
instinct should be snort, honestly. Give it like a little sniff, but don't snort it. You know, see if it's actually what you're
Did I
supposed to snort.
Uma Thurman?
Oh my god. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, that scene was a lot. I feel like it didn't add really anything to the plot besides introducing her as the mob wife for her to show up later in one scene where she just kind of stood there and was like, "Yep." And
yeah.
then he dies anyway, so what was the point?
Well, I think they put that in the movie so that you would think that John Travolta is one of the main characters, and like, I think it was like supposed to throw you off the trail of what's happening in the movie because that whole section of the movie doesn't make sense at all where it's at, you know.
No.
So, what
And
is your favorite? Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
What's your favorite scene from the film?
Oh man. I honestly really love when they go to Tarantino's house and like have to clean up the body that he just accidentally shot through the face. That was really dark but oddly comedic.
Especially when he's sitting there just talking about his coffee.
Literally. Or like the what is he called? The Wolf? Is that what he's called?
Oh, the dude who shows up to help him.
Yeah, he was cool. I liked him.
Yeah, Harvey Keitel.
But yeah, it was
He
just
was actually
like
in Tarantino's.
Tarantino's what?
Oh, Keitel was actually in Reservoir. I don't know how to say his name. Okay, he was in Reservoir Dogs, Tarantino's first film.
Okay. Yeah, he looked familiar, but I can't remember if it was from that or from something else. Um, but yeah, he's always cool in movies. It's also just like they're having such a normal moment of just like gangsters in a car, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, no. um, so that was really fun. I also just think it's a really shitty cleanup job that they did on the car. Just like put quilts down. Yeah, that totally solves the blood stained cushions. No one's
Well,
ever
didn't they
gonna
torch
move.
the car?
Huh?
I thought they like went and torched the car and like got rid of it.
I don't remember, honestly.
Hmm.
I just remember
Who
they
would
put
ever
quilts
know?
down and they were like, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that happen in the movie that are just like, why would you do that? But I think it's purposeful.
Mhm.
So,
It all just gives the Tarantino vibe, which is chaotic, and I love it, you know?
I mean, Tarantino is very chaotic. Like, as we'll talk about in the next movie, which is incredibly chaotic. And I'm sure you're just gonna like sit there and talk about how much you want to screw the bear Jew. Um,
Barely. I will skim the surface of it, but I'm not gonna go in depth about the things he could do with that bat, you know?
why'd you have to use the words in depth? I need to put like a perversion warning on this one too. Damn. Is there anything else you want to say about Pulp Fiction before we move on?
It's a good time. Try it out, see if you like it. It's you got to be prepared for some weird shit though. You know? it's a
Yes,
weird
real
it's a weird
weird
time.
shit.
So that's about it.
So if you if you had to give this movie a Rotten Tomato score, because this podcast is coinciding with my actual Tarantino retrospective article, what would
But
you score this on a Rotten Tomato scale?
I'm gonna give it like a 95. I'm taking 5 off for the weird the weird rape scene. That's just a little too real, you know, a little too triggering. So we're just gonna scoot that on out of there. That's why it's a 95 instead of 100 for me.
So, on a scale of that, I decided that I was going to take off 6 points for the rape scene just because of how fucking evil it was. So, I gave this movie a 94.
Interesting. I feel like it's weird that we're only taking off like single digits for a rape scene, but the rest of the movie is just so good.
Well, I mean, okay, I
I
can't say
still
that.
want to
I
give
might
it an
actually get
A.
canceled. I can't say that. I'll get canceled. But that's all we have to say, I think, on Pulp Fiction. So go watch it. It's definitely a recommend from me. Close to 5 stars. I really love this movie, and I think Arden feels the same. So we will catch you guys on the flip side after we hit you with some really bad news in the next segment. Welcome to The Downside, the segment of the show where we bring you the worst news of the week. And sadly, there's only one thing that I am going to discuss in this segment, but it is a big, major thing. Netflix has introduced, sorry, I'm reading off of a Twitter post just so I can give you guys the direct source. Netflix has introduced their anti-password sharing method. Once every 31 days, your device must log in on your home Wi-Fi network or your account will be blocked. So that means whoever's house that you're borrowing from, like if you're borrowing from your buddy, you gotta go over to his house once a month and connect to their Wi-Fi and open up Netflix. So yeah, make sure to do that, y'all. But that's all I really have to say. If you guys want to look into it, you guys can easily look it up. It's been really big in the news. So, if you guys want to follow us on Twitter, I'll have some more information about it up on there. And for the rest of you guys, enjoy the rest of the show. Alrighty, so we're sorry about the shitty news we gave you, but now we're going to tell you about a great movie. Um, I, Arden, what is Inglorious Bastards about?
It is, I guess the gist of it is like a bunch of different plots to assassinate Hitler. Basically.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty. It's pretty much it.
still a bunch
So
of
I
different
have
like
to
side
ask,
stories coinciding. Yeah, you have to ask. I'm scared.
what are your thoughts on the Bear Jew?
Oh my god, so hot. I'm sorry. If anyone could beat
So,
my ass in that movie, it's him for sure.
oh my god, I'm sending this to Matthew like
He's gonna watch
immediately.
it
Like this is
anyway.
going. um.
He knows my feelings. He's square. He
So
got it.
I want to talk about it. The first Nazi that was scalped in this film. Do you know who that was played by?
Yes, I do, Cody. It was
What? I did not.
Quentin Tarantino himself.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
was like, "Hey, I want to get scalped." And I was like, "Holy
Again?
shit! This movie is,
Look at that man. He's already scalped, bro. Look at that
bro. You
hairline.
can't be okay. All right. Okay. I guarantee you, Tarantino may not be the best looking guy, but he's done enough cocaine to get whoever he wants.
No, he has enough money to get whoever he wants.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I was
So
looking at it, and I've been going through like a lot of his movies, and I just like everyone says like Inglorious Bastards is racist, and
what?
I think it's hysterical. Yeah, people are like because the way that he paints Hitler talking about Jews in in his gory, raunchy manner, and yeah, no,
The
I'm not
whole
a
point
huge
is
fan
to
of
make him
that. I
look like
think
a villain.
yes, but a lot of people were like, you shouldn't even be writing that stuff. I think it's BS. But I look at his other movies and I'm like, there's not an ounce of racism in any of it. What's going on here? But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that in this movie we got one of the most menacing villains ever, and no, it wasn't even Hitler. Hans
No.
Landa.
That man. Ooh, the first scene.
Whoa.
I lost it the first time I watched it. I was like, how the fuck did he find them in the first place? I can't remember exactly what it was that gave it away, but damn.
Well, see, what ended up happening, I looked at it, and Quentin Tarantino did an interview, and he's like, so the way I wrote that scene was I wanted it to them. He's telling him inadvertently, but on purpose. Like he's using language that the people in his floorboards won't understand, but he's
Uh-huh.
telling Hans Landa exactly where they are,
Yeah.
and that's just balked.
I can't remember what it was that made him want to tell, what is it, Hands about it?
Didn't he take like his son and put like have one of his soldiers like put a gun to his son's head or something?
I don't entirely remember. It was
I
something
do remember.
super to make that like I don't know. He looked like a mean dude.
I
To make
mean,
him shiver in
Hans.
his boots, I was like, damn, this little German boy, he got some
See,
powers.
when the girl who escaped is running away, I thought he was just gonna shoot her and just they were just gonna be done in there. But then it goes on,
No,
and
straight up,
she ends up hosting the film.
exactly. It's her whole revenge
So I'm
thing.
gonna. Okay, so before we continue, I'd like to start talking about some of the more spoiler parts. So I'm gonna hit a spoiler warning on a 1 to 5 star scale. What do you call it?
I'm gonna give it a 5. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Absolutely adore it. It's just so well written, and all of the scenes are like they're violent in the right ways, but they're also comedic in certain ways, and I just love it. Also, like girl
Yeah,
power. Let's
I,
go.
I, I would definitely give it like a 4 star rating. I would just say that there was some issues with like some of the action scenes. They were
Mm.
a little choppy, but they were really good for the most part. With that being said, spoilers out of the way. What's your favorite part of this movie?
That's such a hard question. I love so many of the scenes. Honestly, I think it's like in the theater when shit's going down and like she's burning it up, she's laughing on the screen, and then the two guys are just blasting the fuck out of everybody from the balcony. That is my favorite moment because it's just complete chaos and it's so satisfying to just watch them put a bunch of new holes in Hitler. That's the best part.
So, my favorite scene is right around then,
Mhm.
and it's where the sniper dude goes to the film room and
The weird rapey scene? I thought you didn't like those.
No, 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 no. The one where he goes in, he doesn't touch her at all, but she didn't want him to come in, but she has to like figure out a way to get rid of him. So she tells him to come in and shut the door. As he turns around, she turns and shoots him a few times.
Yeah.
And then as she walks over to go check to see if he's dead, this bitch gets capped. Like just bop, bop, bop. I was like, yes. That's what you get for
Why
shooting him in the back.
are you cheering for the Nazi to kill the nice little 2-year-old?
Okay. First of all, don't put it like that. You're gonna get me canceled, okay? I am not supporting Nazis in any way. If anyone it is you, Miss German Italian.
Hey, 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 let's not call out my ancestors. They were not a part of it.
Sure.
I was a part of the good Germany, okay? I was a part of the ones that didn't know shit.
If that's what you want to say, okay. But no, I'm not supporting the Nazis. I just thought it was a really cool scene where it ties everything all together, where it's like she did some really shady stuff and she was literally plotting to burn hundreds of people alive. That is
Yeah.
sinister. Any way you look at it, it's still fucked up.
They're all higher ups in the Nazi party, though.
And you want to burn them alive?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think
back to our days of
she's
mock trial, real quick, Arden. You are innocent until what?
proven guilty.
They weren't proven guilty. She just burned them bitches alive.
They murdered her people.
Okay, yes. I get it. Justice is still served. I get it. I'm not saying that they didn't do awful things. What I'm saying is I liked it because she Karma's a bitch. And she was like literally trying to burn hundreds of people.
She was
Like,
gonna burn herself too. She didn't have a way to get out of there. She was gonna get her karma no matter what.
so I'm glad she died quick then. Thank you
Oh
for
my
giving
god.
me a nice out of that one. But no,
um,
I liked that scene because it gave relevance to not everyone that's good makes it out alive, you know.
mhm. That's fair. There's not always a
So
happy ending after, I don't know, everything.
also when the
Unless you're Brad
sniper,
Pitt. Um,
so the sniper when
yeah,
she's up there like putting changing the sign, I swear to God he's just looking up her dress the whole time.
probably. Was she wearing a dress? I thought she was wearing pants.
I'm pretty sure she was wearing a dress.
I don't know. He probably
I,
was,
now I
though, honestly. I feel bad for
and
whoever has to
again
edit.
I do I do I edit all of it.
Oh my god. Yeah, he
But
was probably looking up her dress. Um, what was that one thing where they were at dinner? Or like she went to a dinner, he was there, and then all of a sudden it flashes to a scene of these two people just like banging. Like what was the
what?
point of that? Do you not remember that?
No, I don't.
It was a really weird she went to a dinner with the actor and a bunch of these like people, I don't remember who they were. I think they were the people trying to set up the whole event. And it
Yeah.
flashes to this girl and this guy who were at the table just like banging really quick, and then it goes back to the dinner scene. And I was like, why did we need that? Did we just need extra
Oh,
context? The fuck?
sex appeal? Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the girl was the other one who was supposed to like that Lando was trying to like, force himself on.
Ah,
So I think it was giving us background, or it could just be Tarantino being like sex appeal.
right in your face.
I mean, no
Not
wonder he
expecting it.
put Uma Thurman in half of his movies.
Yo.
So, if you could say one blanket statement for Inglorious Bastards, what would your blanket statement be?
Like, what would I title an article about it? Like, what are you talking about?
No, like a blanket statement. Like if you could say one sentence that describes Inglorious Bastards, what would it be?
We gonna go scalp some Nazis.
I love your Brad Pitt impression. That was just beautiful. That made my
It's so
freaking
bad right now
day.
because I'm sick.
Okay, look, I am literally going to take that line and edit it and make sure that's a sound clip for my show.
You better. Every once in a while in an episode, you'll just hear me in the back like, they gonna go scalp some Nazis.
Exactly. It'll be the most ridiculous. I mean, my other one is cocaine's a hell of a drug. And I see. I'm about to watch a movie, Midsommar, to record another podcast tomorrow, which we'll be releasing here
That
in a
shit
couple
is
weeks.
fucked.
It is. I've already seen it once, but I'm about to watch it again. And the girl who made me watch this is also making me watch The Fallout, which I hated. And she was like, "Have you heard of it?"
Mm-mm.
Ugh. It's about two girls who refuse to go back to school after their school got shot up for like 2 months, and they just do drugs and do whatever.
Ah, honestly, that I kind of get.
Well, see, like, I get like taking your time away from school, but like it really gets to the point where it's like it's really messed up. But like the movie, it looks good, but it's dumb. It's dumb as shit. Like there's zero plot to it. It's just teenage girl drama, and it's like
We love
marketed
that.
towards teenage girls, and it's rated R for a good reason.
We
I
love
just
that.
I'm just as soon as she's like, I love this movie, I'm just gonna hit cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Crazy of a drug.
I love Nick Nolte. Thank you.
Oh damn.
But we've gotten really off topic.
Real quick though, Hereditary. You seen it?
Oh, I love that movie. Yes,
Dude, that movie's so fucked, but it's so good.
it is so good. So you've seen the trailer for Beau is Afraid, right?
I have. I'm excited as fuck. But I'm also like really scared to watch it myself, you know?
Well, just come down and see it with me. We'll go see it together. Because I don't want to watch it by myself either.
We can just cry in the theater together when we get scared. I'll be like, Cody, I was ready.
I really hope there's like a some creepy black older dude in it, just because it's like every time we go see a movie, there's some creepy black older dude that we can make some Bill Cosby joke about.
Literally. You know Shazam is a new movie coming out, right?
Yeah, you know, I have my Shazam poster literally right above me.
Hell yeah! We gotta go see that one. It looks so good. And I saw that he's in the trailer, and I was like, oh shit, he's back!
I'll go see it with you.
My name.
But do you remember how much I hated the first movie?
It was so
So
like it was
bad.
good, but it was bad, and it was only good because we kept making jokes about it and annoying everybody else in the theater.
Yes. See, the funny thing is, we went and saw it the day after my 18th birthday, and the night before, I had just talked to my estranged father for the first time. And then it was all about like this kid trying to find his missing parent. It's probably why I hated it so much.
Probably. You're like, man, I have an estranged parent. Where's my Bill Cosby?
I wish I could grab Bill Cosby's shaft. Say my name. That just sounds so bad.
Dude, it is. It honestly is.
Oh god. So back on track. Arden, Give me your Rotten Tomato score for Inglorious Bastards.
Mm, I'm I'm gonna have to go with 98.
Oh, all right. Are you ready for me
I
to piss you off?
Oh yeah, piss me off.
77.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Okay, so here's the reason I have it at 77. It is like the second worst Tarantino movie, in my opinion.
What's the worst?
Death Proof.
Yeah. Okay. But
So,
why?
like, all
It's
right, my
got
thing
all the
is,
hot guys, and it's got all the Nazi killing you could want. Like, what's wrong with that? It's got Brad
hot
Pitt.
guys. See, it's a sex appeal for girls. They had to throw a random sex scene in there so guys would want to watch it.
Yeah, I guess it is kind of a girl boss movie. Like it's not,
Yeah.
but it is because like the two.
If you
Well, I don't know. That one girl gets killed. They both get killed actually, but they still kill the most Nazis.
Well, if you go to my article that'll be releasing the same day or a couple of days after this podcast, literally half of Tarantino's movies are girl power films. Death
I
Proof,
love that.
girl power film. Kill Bill, both of them, girl power.
Love
Inglorious
that.
Bastards, girl power. Jackie Brown, girl power. Like Jackie Brown's literally about a girl who's like plays the CIA and the drug dealers.
What about
Yeah.
the Django Unchained?
That is not a girl power movie. Kerry Washington does not have any power.
It's
She's literally like, save me!
doesn't she kill somebody at the end of it?
I thought she died.
No,
I thought Django rode off by himself. Yeah,
I
because
thought they rode off together. Sounds like we both need to watch this movie and then come back and be like, so I was right.
see, Arden, you always think you're right, but that's the problem. You're not. I'm right about this one. Because he gets like captured by he gets sold into slavery and then he kills his captors and rides off.
He gets sold into slavery with no. You're thinking are we thinking of a different movie?
Django Unchained, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the very end of the movie, Quentin Tarantino and the three other cowboys have him and a whole bunch of other black guys in like a cage on a like cart, and they're strolling, and then he kills them somehow. Like he steals one of their guns, kills them, unlocks it, and then lets them go and rides off. Watch, you're
We
gonna
can
be like,
consult the Googles.
Googles,
Also,
dude.
Kerry
Do you want me
Washington
to
is
ruin
beautiful.
Google for you?
Sure.
The Google logo is 666.
How?
Here, I'll send you the picture.
She survived.
She did? There you go. Happy Google.
Yeah, it says Kerry Washington on surviving Quentin Tarantino's Django Unchained. Wait, hold on.
Okay, since we were talking about Nazis, I think this is a great time to segue into a Kanye West thing about Django Unchained. He literally said that Django Unchained, he wrote it as the music video for Gold Digger.
What?
Yeah, but it's actually a sequel to a movie that came out in the 50s.
I'm gonna need you to say that again.
Okay, so The movie Django Unchained. Kanye
Yes.
West, on a recent interview with Alex Jones, was telling him how he wrote the movie Django Unchained, pitched it to Quentin Tarantino as a music video for Gold Digger, and Quentin Tarantino stole his script, made the movie, but in actuality, Quentin Tarantino wrote the script as a sequel to a movie that came out in the 50s that Kanye West had no idea about.
So, is that the same interview where he was wearing like a ski mask the whole time and he pulled out like a dummy and started talking through the dummy?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
What the fuck is he on,
But I think
honestly?
but I think that's all we have for today's topics. I really thankful for you guys to tune in and showing your support. Arden, thank you for joining me today as we talked about some Quentin Tarantino bullshit, and we will
Absolutely.
hope to see you guys next week. Bye.